Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Life with Xaye and Life with the Man Connected. That is not his intro. Anyways, today is Total Freedom Thursday. Can y'all believe it's Thursday already? I can't believe that it's Thursday already. I'm really excited though, y'all. Let's talk. We're going to talk about fear today. So let's talk about fear today.
I mean, I'll take the intro. I don't mind.
Babe, I messed up that whole intro. Did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay, if you want to be in the
I mean, I got a life in it, so it might as well be life with me as well. Why not?
man, I was like, see, if I would have been on the side by myself, I definitely would have ended it and started it back over real quick. But you were already ready. Anyways, hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Total Freedom Thursdays. I'm really excited because tonight we're going to be talking about fear. We're going to be talking about fear. I am Xaye Faith, and this is my beautiful partner, Devan, the Connector, Devan, the Connector 11. As you begin to tune in, tell us hello so we can say hello back. And let us know where you're watching from. I'm currently in Virginia, USA, and Devan is in the London of the K.
Okay.
London, UK. All right. So, Devan, what is fear? What is fear?
I was gonna ask you that. question. Okay. Because I was like, oh, you get the textbook definition, and I'll say,
Can I bring it up?
So
I can bring it up.
Yeah, why not?
You know, I got it on hand, honey. I got it on.
But
hand.
Fear for me, because people like to say, oh yeah, fear is false evidence appearing real, all that stuff. But for me, fear is like it's a short-term response to an uncomfortable feeling. So it's something like when you're presented with a situation, you immediately back off. That is fear. And if it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. How you feel about it, that's fear. Sorry, 1 second. My phone's going crazy.
I'm trying to, I know it's probably like so unprofessional, but I'm like trying to see if my ears look better in or out.
Yo, I thought I was organized.
I've been wearing them in all day, but okay, fear. The definition of fear is a distressing emotion aroused by impending danger, evil, pain, etc. Whether the threat is real or imagined, the feeling or condition of being afraid. Number 2, a specific instance of a propensity for such a feeling. Concern or anxiety. Something that causes feeling of dread or apprehension, something a person is afraid of. Anticipation of the possibility that something unpleasant will occur. So those are the definitions of fear. What happened, Devan, for you to be like, hey, let's talk about fear? Because it was really in alignment with how I felt today. So what made you want to talk about fear?
Yeah. What did make me talk about fear? So I was actually, it was 2 things. It's the experiences of the past 2 days, as well as the fact that I always pick up on stuff that keep popping up around me. So I kept seeing the word fear. I kept hearing people talk about it all over me, and I even had moments within the day where I caught myself in it. Whereas, like self-sabotage. Like self-sabotage, for example, is like you sometimes I'll question myself as like is this gonna work? Like that is like I was like I don't know if I can do this to my fullest capacity today.
Wow.
Something as simple as that. Like I I don't know if I can like generate enough feeling to get out of my bed at this moment.
Wow.
Because even though I don't need the as much as rest as I thought I needed, like those are those are some of the things that actually was going through my head like the past 2 days. Because
Wow.
I've been doing a lot of action, and then I knew I could, and there's part those times of the day where I knew I could do more, but it's like, but then there was that mental conflict, and it reminded me of when I was in primary school. No, it was in secondary school. Actually, to be honest, my whole adolescent life, to be honest. But so my life used to be like full of self sabotage,
Mm,
and I remember one time
mm,
a memory came to me the other day where basically I used to be like one of the fastest in my year in school, and I was the fastest because I enjoyed running, but I didn't like competition.
mm,
So like once I knew there was a competition, I wouldn't even try. So then we will. So there was a race where we was getting picked to be in like something called the Borough Championships. It was in like year seven, and then I was like, oh yeah, oh the band's gonna win, or this band's gonna win,
mm,
and I was like, ah man, there's too people putting too much pressure on me, too
mm,
much people just saying all this. I don't like it. Like,
mm,
and so then as the race began, we was running, and I was near winning. I was like, I don't want to win. So I pushed myself backwards as I was running.
mm,
So I let the two people win
mm.
at the end
I'm
because I was like, no, I
gonna
can't.
challenge that though. Do you think? Because they
Mhm.
say for somebody who know that they can't win the battle, they're not gonna even enter the ring. Was it because you didn't believe you could win though? Like, was that part of it?
Mm, that's a good question. So yeah, well, at the time, it may have been that. It may have been like, I know I'm fast, but I don't believe like I'm fast enough to be in the Borough Championships because I was like, oh,
Mm,
probably in that moment, I was probably thinking ahead of like, oh, what happens when I go there? Like,
mm.
you know what I mean? Like that's how my thinking was.
This is
Like,
gonna be good.
like yeah, it's gonna be an uncomfortable environment, all these other things. Like, so there was different moments of like that, and even like I've always been the person that was like good at these things. Like for example, even when I was playing football, like I was like the top goal scorer and all these other things. And
Soccer.
then yeah, soccer for the American peeps, you know. But yeah. So and it was just interesting, and I had this pressure, and I was like, I didn't feel like there was anyone that I could really express it to because like would they even care or understand?
Mm.
But and then that fear converted itself into anxiety in certain ways because anxiety is like a prolonged version of fear.
Mm.
So it's like the fears that there's that initial short term response, and anxiety is what prolongs, and it kind of
Wow.
seeps into your nervous system, seeps into your DNA and stuff like that.
Mm.
But what the funny thing is like when we come back to when it's about identification. So there was later in the years where I was involved in like personal development lectures and stuff like that, and they would address the idea of fear and stuff like that. I remember reading Think and Grow Rich, engaging personal development with Jim Rohn, and they would talk about fear, and I was like, oh, so so you could identify it with all these moments in your life. I was like, oh, so that's what it was, and then now you can rewrite your story just from that simple awareness. Because once you're aware of a thing, you then have a chance to make a choice about how you can change. You change it for the better as well. So over the years, I grew into who we are today, who I am today. But then but of course there's another level. So as I'm going to these new levels, these old things want to try to peek in a little bit,
Mm.
just to challenge me a little bit. Say to say, oh, you're going to this level? Let me try get in your way. It's like no. You know, so it's one of the it's always because we live in a world of duality. There's always those things where the fear, the guilt, the shame, whatever
Mm-hmm.
the limiting beliefs they want to try to make their way in, but they have no place. Like you really have to take command of these feelings or these emotions that don't serve you. And so I remember Jim Rohn says, face your fears. Like don't run from them, face them. Like ask yourself, like, oh, this is what I'm afraid of. This is what I'm fearful of. I wonder how I can change that.
Mm-hmm.
What better choice I could make to make this fear go away. I wonder what I could do.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go on that journey. You go on that quest for ions. You go on that journey, and then you find your answers. So yeah. So I mean, that was a bit long, but how about yourself?
Like, when have I dealt with fear?
Yeah, it was the last time, or when's what? Not even just the last time, but like last time and a moment that comes to your mind, like right now.
Yesterday. I'm still dealing with it. I still deal with fear a lot. And actually, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, this past week has been kicking my I figured out today through talking, like, what I'm afraid of. I am afraid of what if I'm not?
Tell us more.
What
The
if
crowd wants to know some more. Tell us more, Xaye. What does that mean?
What
What does
if
that
I
mean?
can't? What if I what if I fail? So I have been battling, like literally fighting my lower self, like mentally, emotionally, these past it's for a while, but these past couple days have been kicking it's been getting me. So I mean, that's the last time I'm dealing with it now. And it's so crazy because it's like, I think it's the imposter syndrome. Like, I don't want to be found out. I mean, I'm open to say, hey y'all, I'm on the journey, like this is what I'm doing, but what if I'm really not that person? Like, what if the things that I feel and I hear it, that I believe, like I believe that, what if that's not real? Like, what if I mess it up? I don't want to be made a fool. I don't want to be embarrassed. It's vulnerable, like sharing all of you or most of you. You know what I mean? We don't have to share all of us, but sharing is very vulnerable. And what if the things that I'm trying to do, who I'm becoming, what if it doesn't translate? What if I mess it up? What if I'm not? A lot of people tell me that, Zay, you got it. You got it. I don't know what the hell they talking about. But what if I don't got it? Like, I'm like, what do I got? Nobody.
That part.
Every time I'm like, what do I have? They're like, girl, you got it. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. But so I'm like doing these things that feel real, feel natural, are what I want to do. But what if I don't got it? What if I fail? What if I mess it up? What if I'm not that? What if I'm not? So this next moment on my journey, and it's so crazy how things are working out, but I'm overcoming. The higher version of myself is going to win, and I'm going to fight the Lord. I'm going to beat her up. Like, the lower version of myself got to go, because it's creating unnecessary drama, unnecessary
trauma, anxiety.
unnecessary distractions in my life.
Baggage.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? So that's where we are.
So and it's interesting because when we like evaluate the human body, when we value our mind, there's definitely a mind body connection when it comes to fear.
Mm.
And it's like you have your subconscious mind, and that's tied to your automatic nervous system, your nervous system. So it's like, have you noticed every time you're confronted with something that makes you fearful, like your body shrivels up.
Absolutely.
That's that. It's like it's something within you is like that needs to be cleared away emotionally, and it's like the fear when you take it away. It's like you got the F and you got the ears. So it's like those feelings in your ear. Those false things that's going in your ear.
Mm.
Like what is going in your ear?
But what if they already in your ear?
Mm.
Because I'm very mindful.
So then what can you do to change that as well? So I wrote down two things, two quotes from Napoleon Hill. So I'm going to read them for you. The first one was, close the door of fear behind you and see how quickly the door to success opens in front of you. That's the first quote. The second quote is, fear is the most costly of human emotions, even though most fears have no foundation in it.
I want to just cry. Like that is, I love those.
It's like,
so it's, send me those. I'm gonna write those
really,
and like hang it on my wall so I can see it every day.
No, I will do. And it's like, when you deep it, it's like fear. He said, but fear is one of the most costly human emotions.
That happens.
We're not even just humans, but we think like, if we want to get a bit deeper, we think we're really humans, but we're more than just humans. That's why I don't like that song. Oh, I'm only human after all. No, you're not. Get out of it. You're a divine being having a physical experience. You're a spiritual being having a physical experience. Mm-hmm. You're here to overcome these limiting beliefs. You're here to overcome these dualities and limitations in your life, in every aspect of your life. Fear, like you're not even fearful as your natural state is not even fear. Mm. Mm. Like I remember there was one of my first ever poems when
that's so good.
What I wrote was it only takes 5 seconds. Mm-hmm. And in that sense I said born into sin they say, but before there was synergy. So it's like we're in this physical, like we're born into this environment of like whatever of like fear and all these stuff, but where we came from and like who we really are within, not just the physical, who we are within is there's synergy there. There's no sin, there's synergy. Mm-hmm. It's all that's abundant, it's all that's good. And so one thing that we can do is feed our faith so that we can starve our fears. Mm. So feed our faith until we starve our fears. So what does that mean? That means feed that belief. Like raise the bar, do some activities, get some results that will in not only in your mind, your body and spirit, that will make you feel and put a better feeling in your ear. Not just in your ear, but within your whole beingness. Mm-hmm. And then so fear will definitely become an illusion after that. Like I remember thinking there was something around the corner. So I was like, oh no, I'm not going around the corner. There might be something there. But then when I go around the corner, there's nothing there. So what was I getting all shooken up for? Huh? Like, I mean, one of my things I'm scared of is hate rats. Hate rats.
What?
Sorry, girl. Rats. Like, I mean, I've had a history, I had a past of it. I don't want to go into that, but yeah, that was traumatic. Mm-hmm. But then it's like there was like for example, like there was a moment where even outside I saw one, and then it made me shake up. But then that memory came back. Mm-hmm. That past memory came back. One time where I was going around the same thing, so I was being cautious. But there was nothing there.
But there's a difference between fearing from something from the past, from trauma, versus fearing from something that hasn't happened yet. There's a difference.
Yeah, yeah. So something that hasn't happened yet. That's more of an anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
the
it's
basis
like
is
depression.
the basis is fear. So
It's like
certain things have different the same concept.
mm-hmm. Hmm.
So it's like you
So
might be fearful of.
so I do want to I really want to go a little deep. So because you said
Mhm,
like in order to overcome it, you have to get results that like overthrow the fear pretty much. My question is, hypothetically, what if you are having a hard time executing due to the fear? You know what I mean? Like, what if the fear
mhm.
itself is paralyzing you? Hmm?
Well, it can it's only paralyzing because there's a misunderstanding of the fear.
Mm.
It's only creating fear because you misunderstand
That's
what it's
good.
doing to you. You misunderstand the situation. But then when you seek understanding, when you strengthen your experience with it, when you strengthen your knowledge around it, you have faith that you're going to overcome it, and then you do overcome it. But again, it's like just as Jim Rohn said, don't run away from your fear, face it.
Mm.
Like what is it that is like get really get like very clear, because you know like you have to seek clarity. And when I realized that it was self sabotage of me being afraid of, what happens when if I really give my best, would I like this activity anymore, or what happens if I if I don't try. You know, it was both spectrums.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, what happens if I do,
Mm-hmm.
and then do it, and then you see. But even further than that is programming what you want the outcome to be. Because I remember all of my school life, I was not a good skipper. I couldn't skip to save my life.
Well, I can teach you. I'm a,
I was the worst.
I'm,
I was the worst.
I'm,
I
I'm
swear.
a
Oh
lead
no.
skipper now. At the six.
Yo, I'm a beast now. But it took it took for me to face that,
He talking
because
about
I
jump
had those.
roping, you Americans.
Yeah, jump rope, and you know the thing where you get the rope and yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I could have skipped to save my life, and I was like, how am I this fast, but I can't even skip? Like, what does that make any sense? I should have coordination, surely. But I was like, I ain't trying. I didn't try for years.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I told myself, I can't skip.
Oh my god.
I accepted that reality, but it wasn't true.
Wow.
It wasn't true,
Wow.
because that one summer, I took one step forward to getting better every day, every day, every day. It didn't matter how much. It didn't matter how many you done. I said I'm doing this for 20 minutes each day.
Hold on. Do you do it for 20 minutes straight yet?
Well, I've done it for 20 minutes straight before. It is That's a workout and a half, by the way. That's that's when I was extreme working out. But no, I don't go that extreme anymore. I do like intervals, like
Well,
I do like
I do
fast.
want to say
Yeah.
congratulations, but I can relate to that. Like this literally just happened to me 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. Well, yesterday,
Mhm.
Wednesday. Um, I just started jump roping like last week. Like and so but part of my workout plan I'm on is to do cardio at least 5 times a week, and my
Mhm.
options that I was specific, I'm pretty sure there are other other avenues, but like two specific workouts that I was given for cardio are number one, jump roping for 20 minutes, and number two, being on the stair stepper for like 35 minutes. I mean, I could go to the stair stepper, but it's out of the way. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna sacrifice, learn, like read. Because at first I'm like, oh, I know how to jump rope, but like jump roping for 5-10 minutes straight, like, bro, I'm not
Crazy.
even gonna lie. I'm at
Crazy.
a good 25 seconds straight before my shoe get caught up or something. But I mean, I'm proud of myself because I'm like, because my trainer, he's like, hey, go faster. Like, because I'm going like, because he didn't know.
La di
He's
da.
like, go faster. And I'm like, I got 20 minutes. But he was like, just try it. And so I started going fast and I'm jumping and I'm like, oh, I can speed rope. And I never knew I could speed rope because I never tried it before. So I'm literally like, hey guys, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And that's just like we make
That's
up
amazing.
this BS. We make up this, like, I'm literally telling them, I can't go fast. I don't know how to go fast, but I've never in my life tried to go fast. And then I started going fast. And I'm like literally jumping. I'm surprising, like in my brain. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm going really fast. And they're like, girl, quit counting yourself out. Like, I'm so tired of fear. I'm so tired of this nonsense. I'm so tired. I'm over it. I'm over
Like
it.
don't count, like whoever's watching this, don't count your fears, count your blessings. And your blessings is unlimited.
That's good.
Your blessing is whatever you want it to be as well.
I'm over fear. I'm over my
You know?
lower self winning the battles. I'm over my lower self hating on me, bro. Like, get off. Get off. I mean, I think the biggest thing is, like you said, that what you just said, like, don't focus on the fears. Focus on but what if it does? But what if you can? But you know what I mean? Focus on what you want to focus on because you don't know. We don't know. All we can do is like be like show up. I don't know. This is really weird. This is a really weird topic. I actually was talking to my videographer today. Just cause I'm like, bro, like I'm doing this, but I'm scared. But like I don't know because it's like we're in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how this is about to turn out. Like I'm over here like, oh guys, I'm under blind. Like, oh, I think I'm blind, saying all this stuff, but I don't know. And so it's just like, well, I only can look at now in my past, but it's just like, bro, like I don't know. Why are you worried about what if it goes wrong? Why are you worried about like what if it fails? Like, shut up and focus on like be like amplify what you're already doing. Focus on the simple things that are working and do that. Think about that. Focus on that. Like give energy
Turn those what ifs into what now.
to that.
Turn those what ifs into what now. So you want to turn uncertainty into certainty. Because like ask yourself the question, like, is your better self, imagine you use your better self right now. Is your better self uncertain? I don't know anyone that will say their better self would be uncertain.
No.
Your better self doesn't have uncertainty. Your better self has clarity. Your better self has confidence.
So
your better self has faith. It doesn't have fear. So tap into that better self right now. Like, what does that look like for you?
I want to challenge us all. How could you truly be a spiritual being? How could you honor the source when you are living in fear? You cannot be faithful to the source and say, I am blessed. I am a child of, you can't do that. You can't be loyal to your faith or your spirituality, but living in doubt and living in fear and living in worry. That is for me. I'm over here saying, oh, I'm spiritual. Like, oh, I'm too. Are you though?
No, that's a sin right there. Girl, that's a sin right there. That's no synergy. That ain't synergy.
That is a whole that's a hypocrite, Xaye. That has been a hypocrite. How could you literally say you're blessed? everything works out for you. The source got your back. Blah 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 blah. But you, I hear worried and being fearful of like, what if the things that you believe that the source gave to you, what if it doesn't work out? You're such a freaking hypocrite.
Yeah. So and like on another note as well, it's like
Yes. Naisha,
yeah, Naisha.
she said that is so true.
Yeah, facts. And it's like it's another thing as well. Like at the same time, give yourself some grace because we've been all living a life of
So annoying.
surrounded by illusions and surrounded by lies. You know, within our environment and with what we've been told in our not even our formal education, but just in how life is presented to us. Not just how life is, but how the life is presented to us, and that has held us back mentally. And we've been programmed that way. So give yourself some grace, but then identify that that's happening. Raise the awareness that there's more to the situation, there's more to the circumstance, and then find a way to make a choice to change that around you, or that will serve your highest good, in a way that will serve your highest good.
Mm-hmm.
And fear is not in that equation. It's just not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But ask yourself what is in that equation,
Mm-hmm.
and focus on that. Like it's gonna be hard because you've never done it before.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be hard. It was hard for me. People think things come easy to me.
I think things come easy to you.
They kind of do. Well, kind of, but no. But they do and they don't. So I pick up on things easily, but then I do something about it, and that's hard.
Well, so hold on. My question is, because you said something earlier, how do you not entertain fear? How do you not do that? Like, explain to us. How do you not allow fear to paralyze you? How do you not allow fear to make you insecure or make you feel like an imposter, or to stop you doing from what you're supposed to be doing? Because you are like one of the most like, you get shit done. Like, you figure things out. How do you do that when you feel like but whatever? Sometimes it's not even words, it's just like emotions and stuff. Like, how do you do that?
So it's a few things, and so there's three things you wanna say. You wanna ask yourself. That these are stuff I ask myself, and then because I bought into this concept that the question is the answer. So if I ask a question, not only to myself, but I put that question out that I want to know, I'm going to find the answer. So one thing is asking myself is, what do I want to know? What do I want to experience? And what can I do now to make that a reality? So then I would Google, I'd search everywhere, and stuff like that. I do my external research, and then I would even like ask myself, like, okay, what can you do with what you got within you right now? You know what I mean? And then explore that.
I think
but I'm someone who's quite having kind of an adventurous spirit. So like, even though things are very like, I had to build up to it. I really had to train myself to build up this resilience. And I built up this resilience by experiencing and by getting educated about myself. So then I had more reasons that will help me forward than reasons that will hold me back. So you have to give yourself more reasons that will help you forward than more reasons that will help you back. I knew my history. I know my history. I know who I am.
That is so good.
I know what I want. I know what I want to experience. And I know what can hold me back. But there's more things that can help me. There's more things that can help me than that can hurt me.
So what I heard,
and keeping that at the forefront. You strengthen that by associating with it, having it all around you. Make it like, because once you identify those things, you're naturally gonna move forward,
mm-hmm,
and that's the key. You have to. It's one of those things where
mm-hmm,
you have to keep reminding yourself.
mm-hmm,
Because I remember there was even times where I used to work in a warehouse when I was in university, studying the career I thought I wanted. Um, and I was just surrounded by people who, like, they gave up on their dreams and goals. But I went there knowing that I'm not even meant to be there, and that there was more. I already felt that there was more to life, and I'm a kind of intuitive, kind of very sensitive person anyway. But like, so I'm very balanced in my nature, but like, I just knew that, and I was like, yo, there's more to this.
mm-hmm.
There's,
So
there's more to this.
what
So,
I heard, number one, is you educate, and you said it earlier, but you educated yourself on why, like
about yourself.
well, about yourself, but like why, like you got you had to put the information inside your brain,
Mm-hmm.
instead of just swimming in all of the stuff that's already in there. You went to educate yourself on why am I feeling like this. So you
Mm-hmm.
let me get it together. You looked at yourself and you like question yourself, and you dug within yourself to be like, hey, why am I feeling like this? Why am I having these thoughts? Like, what has happened in the past that had me feeling like I feel right now? Like,
Yeah.
what's this trigger? But also, you said you like YouTube some stuff, like you looked outside of yourself to figure out like why is this happening. Like, you educated yourself, you know what I mean? Like, you listened to the stuff to like not only get the new information, but to understand why you were feeling the emotions and having the thoughts and having the feelings that you were having. So number one, education. But then
Yeah.
the second,
Critical thinking. Mm-hmm.
yeah, but then the second thing you said was, did I lose it? The second thing you said,
No, no, look at it.
the second thing you said was, oh my gosh, what did you say? Oh my God, I forgot it. Shoot, you said,
I mean, you're going somewhere. I mean, but what I was saying is, like, ask yourself what you want to know,
uh-huh,
what you want to experience,
uh-huh,
and then, educate yourself around
uh-huh.
what you want to know and what you want to experience.
Okay. But you said something
And
after that. Dang it, that was so good. I'm gonna watch it back. And I'm like, oh, that's what I meant to say.
we'll catch the replay. But yeah, so you wanna strengthen those areas. So, like, I'm like very imaginative and visual person. So I would like imagine yourself where you are, and there is a visual version of fear pushing you back, and this fear represents poor health, um, no money, no freedom, and it keeps pushing you forward, keeps pushing you. But behind you is faith. Behind your behind your back
Mm-hmm.
is faith, and there's wealth, there's abundance,
Mm-hmm.
there's freedom, there's time, there's strength.
Mm-hmm.
There's all these things. There's five against three. Who's gonna win?
That's the second part.
Who's gonna
The
win?
second part is having more reasons of why it is going to work, of why you should, or why you are worthy, versus
Mm-hmm.
focusing on the lesser why. Oh, like for instance, so if you,
Start with why. Like, give yourself reasons why it will help you
yeah,
forward
yeah, like for instance,
more than why it will hurt you.
I'll just
Mm-hmm.
use this, like for instance, like if you're unhappy in your job and it's a toxic
Mm-hmm.
environment and you don't want to do it no more, like because Gary Vee said we don't have to do it, we don't have to do it, like we don't have to do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. You do not have to do it for the rest of your life if you don't want to do it. This is an
You only think
example.
you do.
So if you make a list, right, at the reasons why
Mm-hmm.
you should keep the job or stay in that specific job versus the reasons why you shouldn't, if the reasons why you shouldn't outweigh the reasons why you should, then you need to go. So that's what you said. The two things were, number one, you educated yourself on why. You educated on yourself within yourself. Why do I like you looked in? Why do I feel like this? Why am I having this thought? Why do I having these emotions? And then you played it back to like some past traumas, and also you educated yourself through other people who have already gone through it. Like you YouTube, you read books, you educated yourself on fear, what it is, and how do people overcome it. Number two, what you did was you you balanced it out. If I do this, if I engage in this fear, is it going to help me or hurt me? And you focused on like, okay, if I do run towards the fear, this is what's going to happen. If I run away from the fear, this is going to happen. Which one resonates with me the most? Which one resonates with the place I want to be? Like, for instance, if you're in an unhappy relationship, and I'm just using examples, like, if I stay here, yeah, I have the comfortability, but I'm not happy. When you make those lists, which list makes more sense and outweighs the other one? That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so it's really about positive self-talk. And I mean, there's a book I read, I forgot his name, some Hempstead or something, he was a German. But it's like, it's what to say when you talk to yourself. And that's a great book. You guys, I mean, if you want to find it somewhere, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, that's a great book. And not only that book, but one of my favorites as well, Secret of the Ages by Robert Collier. You know, that's one. Anyways.
Like,
but yeah, so that plus I would watch so many lectures to really get understanding, because there were times where I couldn't even sleep because I was like, nah, I need to know what's going on. I need to know this.
wow.
There's something that's there's something like it was really an inner urge to grow. And then, but it's like sometimes we don't grow because there's not something that triggers a response to do that. So it's like, again, when it comes to facing fear, those fear can look like triggers, and so it's like find some. I mean, it's kind of weird, but sometimes you got to find those triggers and then evaluate them in that moment. But that's a bit uncomfortable. But if we're okay with being uncomfortable, if we know that getting uncomfortable helps us overcome the barrier. Then what's the problem? There's no problem. There's no problem.
The problem is,
there's no problem.
I love that though. Hold on. Facing the,
because what we want to know and what we want to experience. If we know that getting uncomfortable helps us experience more than what we want, more than our circumstance, then fear doesn't actually exist. There's no foundation to fear. All begins and ends in your mind. So you're gonna take that. So it's like, but you have to raise that awareness. You have to identify that. You have to educate yourself about yourself.
So freaking annoying. Why does it have to reside in my mind? Can it please?
That's where the money resides.
I need the money to reside in my mind. Somebody said, okay, guys, this was awesome. I have to get on to work. Zoom next week. Stay safe and keep the positive energy. Thank you so much, Naisha. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Really appreciate
we see you every week. We appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. And you can always watch the replay, whatever you don't catch. But, I mean, Devan, do you have anything else to add about fear?
Do I? Well, fear comes under the category of limiting beliefs. So what you want to do is evaluate the BS, evaluate your belief system. And again, remember, like, beliefs are your own, and they're your own, and they're also what has been given to you. That you've adopted as your own.
This is so
but it's still your own.
so good.
But you can change that because you own it. You own your beliefs. So you can do whatever you want with those. But make it serve your highest good. And by doing that, you want to engage in positive self-talk. Put positive feelings in your air. reverse engineer what fear is to you. So and that's why as well, like when I was mentioning like these past 2 days, these moments of fear popped up, and it was only moments because I knew straight away what that was. So I was like, no, this ain't happening. Mm-hmm. But again, sometimes fear it prolongs based on our knowledge of what that fear is, mm-hmm. and then that fear converts into anxiety until we really face it. Mm-hmm. So it's taken me a lot of time to face it. So then when it appears, slap it out of the way. Mm-hmm. So again, yeah, evaluate your limiting beliefs. Command that you will release these dualities, these limitations from every aspect of your life. Like affirm it to yourself every day. Speak it. Mm-hmm. Speak it. Speak it until you feel it. Speak what you seek until you get what you said. Because our thoughts are the mental movement of our mind. So whatever our thoughts are is going to direct us towards our actions. But we have to be mindful of what that is. We have to understand what we're thinking, why we're thinking, how we're thinking. And then you can even compare it to people that are thinking on a higher level and say, is this an alignment? Is this right? Is how I'm thinking like she helping me or is it hurting me? And it's one of those things where we really just got to get real with ourselves and stop brushing it away, because then it's just going to keep hurting, and we're gonna be okay with it hurting us. So yeah.
So with that being said, guys, I think the only way to end this call is to say we must challenge ourselves with our fears. We must fight and win against our lower selves. We must overcome the limiting beliefs. We must face our fears. We must. Mm-hmm. Like, it's ridiculous of us living a low vibrating life because we are afraid of something that we believe that is not real.
Like, if your mission was finished, then you wouldn't be here.
Because, like you said, our beliefs are our own. And what we believe is what we believe. Like, it's what we believe. Sometimes there's not facts. Like, you believe what you believe, but that doesn't mean it's a fact. Mm-hmm. So you can change. We can change our beliefs. We must change our beliefs. We have to. We can't be living a life of scarcity, uncertainty, doubt, low vibrations. For what?
Yeah, because like, how can we say we're living? How can we say we're living if we can't control what we're living in?
How can we be faithful to our spirituality? Mm-hmm. How can we be our true selves? I don't know. I think. I mean, I'm gonna have to marinate on this. I'm definitely gonna watch the replay of this, and like I said, I mean, I'm not the expert on this topic tonight because I as early as yesterday, I've been dealing with fear. I'm not letting it stop me. I'm still creating accountability in my life that pushes me, that I have to show up for. I already paid the money, too late now. But it's real, and we can't let it win. We have to win it. We have to win. We have to be, you know what I mean? We have to overcome. Yeah. So if y'all are dealing with fear, please comment below so we can help each other out. Like, let us know what fears you're dealing with. If you ain't dealing with no fear and you are a badass honey, let us know how you living your life and what are you doing to not to live in your most abundant version of you. Like, what are you doing? Share with us. Please share with us. Like, share. We want to know. Like, help us out. With that being said, y'all, this topic, I'm not gonna lie, like, it's a little vulnerable for me, but I felt like, you know what, this is my truth. I'm scared, y'all. as hell. But you know, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep showing up. I'm gonna strive to give at least 1% better. 1% better every single day. 1%.
Yeah.
I might look at fear, but I might run for a little bit. You know, then I might, you know, get cooked. Then I might run. I might, you know, step up. You know, it might take me some time.
Like, let me just get my sword quickly.
Yeah, I
You know
might
what I mean? Like,
see
you
fear and run and hide,
know.
but I'm gonna keep fighting.
Yeah.
So I hope you keep fighting,
Yeah.
because we can do this and we deserve it,
Okay.
and we should. So,
Okay.
y'all, next week on Totem Freedom Thursday, we will see you. If you have a topic that you want us to discuss, please comment in the comments below, and we will see you in the next video.
Indeed. Take care, everyone.
See you soon.
Stay in power.